Hello everyone, and welcome to my UBA Season 2 playoffs video as of Week 10. So this will be the final one, because these are the final permutations for how Week 11 will end, which is the last week. So yeah, this is the final playoff video determining how playoffs will end and listing all the cases. Recording this immediately after the power rankings, or at least immediately after finishing power rankings and then making this slideshow. So I still have to be quiet because it's very late. It's now 3:27 a.m. So got to be really quiet. So yeah, let's get right into it, I suppose. Same notes as last time, although I really don't use these terms nearly as much. I've just left this slide in just because I don't even know. This really isn't even relevant actually, because I don't use this notation anymore because the playoffs cases are now a lot more similar, or a lot more simple. So I guess we'll just move on. Eliminated from playoffs, added to this list, same ones as last time, but added to the list are Jolty and Jeff. So let's take a moment. Let's take a moment of silence for fallen comrades, Jeff and Jolty. Okay, moment of silence over. If you're at this point of the video, please, also in honor of, or in memory of Jeff's playoffs hopes, please go type 3 Jeff emojis into the Discord chat. The furthest outside slot, or the furthest outside playoff chance, which isn't that far outside, is Class EL. He cannot make top 2, no matter what. If he loses, he misses playoffs. But if he wins, he is into playoffs. If he beats Tepic 2-0 or 1-0, he will have the 6th seed, and he will play against PETA. If he beats Tepic 3-0 or better, then he gets the 5th seed, and he'll play the winner of DeWinchell or Hazy. So the cases are pretty simple for Class EL. These are mostly because Class EL's wins or losses just confuse everything for everyone else. But since he's in control here, he really effectively has pretty simple cases. So yeah, that's Class EL's playoff cases. Hazy. I'll get to that later, I guess. If he wins and Class EL beats Tepic 3-0 or better, then, I forgot to say which seed he gets. He gets 4th or 5th. He'll get the 4th or 5th seed, and he will play against Class EL, who in that case would have the 5th seed. He would have the 4th seed, actually, guaranteed. If he wins and Class EL fails to beat Tepic 3-0 or better, he plays Tepic then, unless PETA loses and Tepic wins, in which case he plays PETA. So, if he wins and Class EL fails to beat Tepic, then that means that Class EL will guaranteed be the 6th seed, meaning that Hazy will be the 5th seed behind Tepic. When you're the 5th seed, you play the 4th seed, and the 4th seed will either be Tepic or PETA, depending on whether Tepic catches PETA. If Tepic catches PETA, then Hazy plays PETA. If Tepic doesn't catch PETA, then Hazy plays Tepic. And if he loses and Class EL wins, then he misses playoffs. But if he loses in Class EL, if he loses and Class EL also loses, actually I forgot the case. Whoops, my bad. But if he loses and Class EL wins, he's out of playoffs. If he loses and Class EL also loses, then he's 6th seed and plays PETA. Or Tepic, depending on if Tepic catches PETA or not. So yeah, DeWinchell is literally the exact same thing, because they're both in the exact same scenario and playing each other. So yeah, exact same scenarios. And I missed the exact same slide where if he loses, he can, and Class EL also loses, he's 6th seed. And plays PETA or Tepic, depending on who wins. And it will be the winner of those two, though, as opposed to the loser, which shows the middle case here. Tepic is in some pretty weird scenario, because he's guaranteed playoffs, but he cannot achieve the top two. So he's playing purely for seeding, because he's guaranteed 4th through 6th seed, or 3rd through 6th seed, somewhere in there. So he'll be the 6th seed if he's 3-0 or worse by Class EL, and he plays PETA guaranteed. So if he gets 3-0 or worse by Class CL, guaranteed playing PETA. He will be the 6th seed oh yeah, I'm rereading the same line because I'm retarded, my bad. If he wins and PETA loses, then he'll pass PETA and become the 3rd seed, and he plays the loser of DeWinchell and Hazy. And all of their cases result in him being the 4th or 5th seed, in which he plays the winner of DeWinchell or Hazy. So basically, Tepig will play DeWinchell or Hazy unless he loses 3-0 or worse, in which case he plays PETA. So the cases are kind of weird for Tepig, but they end up boiling down to be the simple case of play DeWinchell or Hazy. It depends on whether he plays the winner or loser. That depends on what happens in his game, but he'll play one of the two unless he loses 3-0 or worse, in which case he plays PETA. PETA is playoffs are guaranteed. He can make the top two if Reggie loses 4-0 or worse. If Reggie loses 4-0, then PETA needs a 6-0. If Reggie loses 5-0, PETA needs a 5-0. If Reggie loses 6-0, PETA needs a 4-0. So quite unlikely, but he can make top two. He will be the 3 seed unless he loses and Tepig wins, in which case he will be the 4 seed and he'll play the winner of DeWinchell and Hazy. So if PETA wins and Tepig loses 3-0 or worse, PETA will play Tepig, because Tepig will become the 6th seed in that case, and PETA will be the 3rd seed. If PETA wins and Tepig loses by 3-0 or less, then he plays Class CL, because in that case Class CL is the 6th seed and PETA still is 3rd seed. And if PETA wins and Tepig wins, then he plays the this case is a bit more specific than that. If PETA wins and Tepig wins, no, never mind. It's not more specific than that. If PETA wins and Tepig wins, then he'll place the loser of DeWinchell and Hazy. So PETA has a lot of mobility on who he plays. He could get the bye, he could get Tepig, he could get Class CL, or he can get DeWinchell or Hazy. So he can really play anyone. Obviously, though, PETA wants to shoot for the top two, because he would rather just get the bye. But it's really a mystery as to what PETA gets, and it's really out of his control as well. He has no control. Actually, well, he can put himself in a scenario where if he wins, he's guaranteed. Even then, like, it's not even changing who he could play. So yeah, it's really out of his control who he plays. I guess if he loses, he guarantees he won't play against Class CL. Is that even a case? Actually, no, I think... Wait. If he loses, he could play... No, never mind. Yeah, I listed all the cases here. But if I didn't list the case if he loses. I guess all of those bottom 3 cases are if PETA wins and Tepig loses 3-0 or worse, or if PETA loses and Tepig doesn't catch him. If PETA doesn't make up the differential point between them, then all 3 of these cases occur. My bad for that. So yeah, those bottom 3 cases are under the conditions of if PETA wins or if PETA loses and Tepig loses and doesn't catch him. Catching him meaning that PETA doesn't lose so hard that he falls below Tepig's differential by Tepig losing less hard than PETA loses. Next up we have Reggie, who's in a pretty simple scenario, especially compared to the rest of them, especially PETA, who has the most complicated ones. A win guarantees him top 2. losing 3-0 or better guarantees top 2. So 1-0 loss, he's guaranteed top 2. 2-0 loss, guaranteed top 2. 3-0 loss, guaranteed top 2. Makes top 2 if he loses 4-0, so long as PETA doesn't make up the 9 differential points between them. I talked about those cases earlier when I was on PETA. If he loses 4-0, PETA needs 6-0, 5-0, 5-0, or 4-0, 6-0, depending on the order. But those cases need to occur for PETA to catch him. And lastly, there's me, and I'm guaranteed top 2. So, yeah, those are the playoff scenarios for each team at the given moment in Week 10. So it's going to be interesting to find out which one of these given scenarios comes true. And I'll see you next time.